high art, or as us nobles know it, the opposite of low art. Examples include paintings such as these, and buildings such as these. Now, common folk, I'm willing to show you the newest addition to modern high art. Welcome to the grotesque mud pit that is simply known as mukbang. Mukbang, you probably all know what it is, you probably all heard of it. It's so massive now that some mukbang channels consistently get millions of views, sometimes even tens of millions. Jesus Christ. I and many others had questions about mukbang. How did we go from this to this? From this
food, all right,
to this. But the most important question, why? I don't understand mukbang. Can somebody tell me what is appealing about people consuming grotesque amounts of food that could feed an entire Amazonian tribe? I mean, well, when you put it like that. Anyway, today we're going to attempt to understand the cultural phenomena of mukbang. Strap in, my friends. We're going on a journey of mental instability, lustful desires, and caloric intake. Now let's go back a bit, way back to the year about 2009-ish. Mukbang is quite a new phenomenon. It comes from Korea, the most popular country among Latin American teens on Twitter. The word itself comes from a portmanteau of two Korean words I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, that means something along the lines of eating broadcast or eating show. You kinda get the point. Mukbang was seen as sort of a rebellion towards Korean traditional eating culture, which places an emphasis on healthy foods and strict etiquette. A lot of other Asian countries like China and Japan had similar eating cultures, which led itself to spread there. And we all know once something hits Japan or China, it spreads like the legs of a weeb's body pillow, or like some sort of flu-like contagion. Maybe you've heard of it. I'm not gonna say the name. Which is why mukbang is often unhealthy food eaten with one's hands, with an emphasis on the messy aspect, which just drives me up the goddamn wall, to be quite honest. Like many other rebellious movements, such as grindcore and free bleeding, it is quite disgusting, yet somewhat intriguing. So the nasty parts of mukbang, aka all of it, is the point of it.
I don't get it.
You might say, well, how can disgusting videos be so popular? Well, think about it like this. The opposite side of mukbang is those pimple-popping videos. These videos seem to only serve the purpose of making one vomit. Look at the views on this one. It's disgusting. Disgusting! But somewhat satisfying. People like to project themselves onto satisfying things like eating junk food or popping pimples, for example. It started off with anybody being able to do it, but the most popular creator stuck out as being the most attractive. And when it spread to Western countries, it became, well, who here could have their own show on TLC? So while mukbang was originally about the food, it slowly became about the person who was consuming the food. Now real quick, I need an audience poll, okay? You see these two people on screen here. If you had to pick one to eat ungodly amounts of food, who would you pick? Well, you'd probably pick the cute Korean girl, right? I mean, I don't blame you. She's very attractive, and it might be, dare I say, cute to watch her eat. Can we roll the clip?
What is this, some kind of magic act?
Ha! Now you may think, well, I would have picked the other one. Okay, let's roll that clip.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Consider yourself duped. Another thing that the mukbang community seems to attract is drama, but not even like fun drama. It's more like, well, he's a bad person. She told me to say this, but she meant this secretly. She sent me this DM that was, fuck, I just don't care. It's kind of like the cesspit beauty community where the drama itself is bigger than the actual content.
Shut up.
Hi all, James here. Owe everybody an explanation, but most importantly I owe two important...
Shut up, shutting up.
Now, there seem to be some interesting characters behind mukbangs, and I've separated them into two categories. The first are attractive, mostly Korean, people who have the metabolism of a cheetah in heat. And the second one are mentally unstable individuals who need counseling more than they need calories. You can also have people who fall in between these categories. Yeah, it's kind of arbitrary. But I thought to myself, why are there so many full-time mukbangers that are so deranged? Well, think about it like this. Think about the 10,000 calorie challenge. Consuming 10,000 calories in one sitting would make anybody go insane, right?
That sure is a lot of food you got there.
To put that in perspective, the average person needs around 2,000 calories a day. So that's a work week of food condensed into one meal. Do that and tell me you don't hear some demons whispering to you when you're done.
I have no talent.
Keep in mind, for a lot of these people, it's their job to slowly kill themselves and destroy their bodies for YouTube views. So honestly, I'm not surprised they're a little loopy. The closest thing I've got to understanding mukbang is that it's similar to ASMR. There's some sort of comfort or even intimacy with it. I mean, think about it. Eating in front of another human one-on-one can be a very personable thing, you know? It can be comforting. Maybe a little more than comforting. Something even a little naughtier.
Food and sex. Those are my two passions. It's only natural to combine them.
Now, there's a rule on the internet that if it exists, there is grown-up content of it, and you wouldn't be surprised to hear that mukbang is no different. Obviously, I'm not going to show it here, but here are a couple titles I'll put on screen, give you a couple seconds to read that, and you can kind of come to your own conclusion. I would say if you want to know more about it, you can do your own research, but for your own sake, I can't recommend it, to be honest. I will never be able to unsee what I've seen. So what did you learn today? That the only way to make high art is to destroy your life? If you said yes, you are correct. Now go home and consume, my children.
Hey guys, I just pooped. I just fucking pooped. I pooped myself. Oh my